everybody else to say that they her best friend, they is not her best friend. They are there for an opportunity. They are using her for an opportunity. And the moment that they can get their opportunity, they're no longer going to be around her because they have their opportunity.
What started as a small issue is now turning into something no one can control anymore. At first, it looked normal, just another disagreement between people who knew each other well. But the truth? Something much deeper was already building behind the scenes, and no one was ready for what came next. This situation didn't begin with loud arguments or public drama. In fact, it started quietly. Too quietly. The kind of silence that hides tension instead of peace. From the outside, everything seemed fine. Conversations were happening, people were interacting, and nothing looked out of place. But underneath that surface, things were slowly changing. There were small signs, awkward pauses, uncomfortable reactions, and moments that didn't feel right. At first, they were easy to ignore. But over time, those little moments started adding up. And that's where everything began to shift. Trust, which once felt strong, started weakening. Not suddenly, but slowly. Like something breaking piece by piece without anyone noticing right away. Then came the moment that changed everything. A single statement. One unexpected detail. And suddenly what felt private became public. People started paying attention. Questions started forming. And before anyone could control it, the situation began spreading. What was once a personal matter turned into something everyone was talking about. People started guessing, analyzing, and creating their own versions of the story. But the truth? Most people didn't understand how serious things were becoming. And just when it felt like things couldn't get any bigger, another twist hit. Out of nowhere, a new voice entered the situation. Someone close. Someone unexpected. A cousin. And what they said instantly changed everything. These weren't small claims. These weren't random opinions. These were serious accusations, the kind that forces people to stop and really listen. According to people close to the situation, this wasn't just drama. It was something deeper. And now, all eyes were on Claressa Shields and Papoose. The cousin's claims suggested that things behind the scenes were very different from what people saw publicly. There were hints that Papoose may have been acting in ways no one expected, possibly taking advantage of situations while everything appeared calm on the surface. First, it sounded shocking. But then, more details started coming out. And that's when people realized this wasn't something small. Inside the family, things changed fast. Conversations that used to be normal became tense. Simple discussions turned into arguments. And slowly, people started picking sides. Some stood firmly with Claressa. They believed she had been wronged. They believed her trust had been broken. Others weren't so sure. They hesitated. They questioned. And a few even started leaning toward Papoose. Not because he was loud, but because he wasn't. According to reports, Papoose stayed calm through everything. While emotions were rising around him, he remained controlled, careful with his words, strategic with his actions. He wasn't publicly reacting. Instead, he was moving quietly, reaching out to people behind the scenes, speaking in a way that didn't directly attack anyone, but still made others question what was true. To some, it looked smart. To others, it looked calculated, like every move had a purpose. Meanwhile, Claressa was going through something completely different. This wasn't just a situation for her. It was personal. According to insiders, the claims hit her hard. Not just emotionally, but mentally too. She wasn't just hearing accusations. She was remembering moments, going back to conversations, replaying situations in her mind, trying to understand what was real and what she may have missed. At one point, she reportedly expressed how much she had trusted him, completely, and now that trust felt shaken. That kind of realization doesn't come easy. It brings anger, confusion, and a deep sense of betrayal. Instead of stepping away, she leaned in. She started going through everything: messages, conversations, even financial details, trying to connect pieces that may have always been there, but never noticed before. Her close circle told her to stay calm, but with everything happening so fast, that wasn't easy. Then came one of the most intense moments in this entire situation. A direct confrontation, face to face. No more silence. No more guessing. Just truth, or at least the search for it. According to reports, Claressa confronted Papoose directly. Emotions were high. Her voice carried frustration. She asked questions, demanded answers. Everything that had been building inside her came out in that moment. But what shocked people the most was his reaction. He didn't match her energy. He didn't raise his voice. He stayed calm, composed, almost like he was prepared. Instead of reacting emotionally, he responded in a steady tone. He suggested that he was simply trying to bring out the truth, even if it was uncomfortable, even if it hurt. That moment changed how people saw everything. Some believed his calmness meant confidence. Others believed it was strategy, and that difference in interpretation only made things more intense. Just when people thought things might slow down, the cousin spoke again, and this time, it went deeper. More claims, more details, more specific information. According to insiders, the cousin pointed to multiple situations where Papoose may have influenced decisions in subtle ways. Not obvious, not direct, but consistent. Over time, these claims included financial choices, personal decisions, even public appearances. Things that once seemed normal now looked different. And that's when everything started changing again. People began looking back, revisiting old moments, questioning things they once ignored. Was that really just a coincidence? Or was something else going on? Those questions didn't stay private. They spread fast. Outside the family, the situation grew even bigger. Friends, acquaintances, even outsiders. Everyone had something to say. Group chats reportedly became chaotic. Messages flying back and forth. Accusations, defenses, arguments. It turned into a complete mess. And the pressure? It didn't slow down. It increased. At this point, even staying silent meant something. If you didn't speak up, people noticed. If you did speak up, people analyzed every word. There was no neutral ground anymore. Through all of this, Claressa started changing. Not breaking, but becoming stronger, more focused, more aware. Sources say she began documenting everything, saving messages, recording details, keeping track of conversations, not just to understand the situation, but to protect herself. This wasn't just emotional anymore. It had become strategic. Her daily life started changing too. Training sessions lost focus. Work felt heavier. Even family gatherings became uncomfortable. Silence replaced laughter. Tension replaced comfort. Sleep became difficult. Her mind wouldn't stop, replaying everything again and again, trying to find clarity in confusion. Meanwhile, Papoose continued moving carefully. No loud reactions, no emotional outbursts, just quiet moves. According to reports, he shared selective information with certain people. Not everything, just enough. Enough to shape how others saw the situation. To some, it looked like control, like he was managing the narrative without directly confronting it. And that made everything even more intense. On one side, emotion, pressure, reaction. On the other, calm, strategy, control. The contrast was impossible to ignore, and it pushed the situation even further. The family, already divided, started breaking apart even more. Some stood firmly with Claressa, believing she had every right to feel hurt, believing she deserved answers. Others weren't convinced. They questioned the cousin's claims. They wondered if things were being exaggerated or misunderstood. Trust? At this point, it was almost gone. And once trust breaks, it's hard to rebuild. Another confrontation reportedly happened, even more intense than the first. Claressa expressed feelings of manipulation. She questioned everything. How things got to this point. How something that once felt real now felt uncertain. But once again, Papoose stayed calm, denied the accusations, maintained his position. That moment pushed everything to another level. More people chose sides, more opinions formed, and the divide became deeper. Now this situation isn't just drama, something bigger. more complex, more serious. A mix of emotions, strategy, trust issues, and unanswered questions, all happening at the same time. And the most intense part? No one knows the full truth. Every new detail changes the story, every new claim shifts the narrative, and every reaction adds more pressure. Right now, one thing is clear. This is far from over. The cousins' claims didn't just create tension, they started a chain reaction, one that continues to grow. More revelations could come, more confrontations could happen, and everything people believe right now could change again. For Claressa, the pressure is still building. For Papoose, the strategy continues. And for everyone watching, the biggest question still remains: what's really happening behind the scenes? Because whatever comes next could change everything. If you made it this far, drop your opinion below. Whose side are you on? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep breakdowns like this, because this story, it's not over yet. ***.